The objectives of this session will be to raise your awareness of poor quality information, alert you as to the impact of personal bias in approaching information, introduce a simple test for evaluating the information you discover, and to demonstrate a practical application of this test in the field. How do you know that the information you discover during your research is good or quality information? The above article defends a 1988 Sunday Sports scoop by providing diagrammatic evidence of British World War II bombers that have been adapted for spaceflight. It's on the internet, so it must be true. However, searching Russia Today for information on the author produces nothing. During your studies, you are certain to dip your toe into the world of mainstream information provision in the form of newspapers, websites, social media, and search engines. But first, a word of warning. It's a dangerous place out there. You have to be careful about the information you use. Fake news, misinformation and disinformation are but a few of the beasts that lurk out there. People, even yourselves, have ingrained beliefs and biases which can lead them to information sources that exploit those biases, i.e. filter bubbles. Even newspapers need to be treated with a degree of skepticism. Their job is to sell papers and to attract advertisers, and sometimes the truth takes a battering as a consequence. So what can you do? The first thing is to familiarise yourself with the mantra, argument plus evidence equals success. Look for coherent arguments in the information you encounter. Does the reasoning presented support the eventual conclusion? Additionally, what evidence is used to support the reasoning? Reasoning with no evidence is merely conjecture. So how do you sort out the good from the bad information? Here's a quick test you can use to appraise any information you discover. C stands for currency, or the timeliness of the information. When was the information published or posted? Does your topic require current information, or will older sources work as well? Are the links functional? R stands for relevance, or the importance of the information for your needs. Does the information relate to your topic or answer your question? Who is the intended audience? Is the information at the appropriate level? For example, not too basic or advanced for your needs? Have you looked at a variety of sources before determining this is the one that you will use? A stands for authority. Who or what is the source of the information? Who is the author, publisher, source, or sponsor? What are the author's credentials or organisational affiliations? Is the author qualified to write on this topic? Is there contact information such as a publisher or email address? A also stands for accuracy, or the reliability, truthfulness and correctness of the content. Where does the information come from? Is the information supported by evidence? Has the evidence been reviewed or refereed? Does the language or tone seem unbiased and free of emotion? Are there spelling, grammar or typographical errors? P stands for purpose, or the reason the information exists. What is the purpose of the information? Is it to inform, teach, sell, entertain or persuade? Do the authors or sponsors make their intentions or purposes clear? Is the information fact, opinion or propaganda? Are there political, ideological, cultural, religious, institutional or other personal biases? When looking at this picture in association with the Brisbane Times headline, how do you feel? These feelings are indicative of inherent biases, more specifically the desire not to be eaten. Let's apply the CRAP test to a real-world event that plays on this bias. Here are two different pieces of information that relate to the same event, a series of shark attacks that occurred in Syd Harbour, Australia during 2018. This is a classic example of iterative journalism. The Courier is a local sister site of the Daily Mail in Australia. If we look at the content of the article, it's little more than a string of emotive statements that appeal to a base human fear. There is no objective evidence to back up the statements, so there is no real argument. Let's apply the CRAP test. In terms of currency, the article appears at the time of the shark attacks. In terms of relevance, it doesn't really provide any objective reasoning for a shark cull. In terms of authority, both the journalist and the MP are not noted experts on shark behaviour. If you look at accuracy, the article is riddled with emotive statements that are designed to instill fear. And so in terms of purpose, the main aim of the article is to help sell papers for profit. One could also argue that Keith Pearce, the MP, sees the whole episode as an opportunity to create additional jobs for his constituents that are mainly part of the fishing community of Queensland. The above slide shows the results of research commissioned to identify the causes of the incidents at Cid Harbour. If you read the article, all conclusions are drawn from a detailed multi-method approach to analysing the incidents. Let's now apply the CRAP test. In terms of currency, the article is pretty up to date. It appears 3 years after the attacks. In terms of relevance, the article clearly relates to the events at Cid Harbour, but is pitched at a more academic audience. In terms of authority, all involved in the study are experts in shark behaviour, specifically Dr. Adam Barnett of the College of Science and Engineering, James Cook University. In terms of accuracy, the article is supported by a multi-method approach to studying incidents. There are sound arguments evidenced here, as each premise is supported by evidence. In terms of purpose, the main aim of the article is to study the incident at Cid Harbour with the objective of establishing the truth based on the evidence available. So in terms of findings, the scientific study outlined in this paper reveals that the three attacks were statistically significant, which when compared against a 22-year analysis of shark bite incidents. It also revealed that through social science interviews that the anchored boats would regularly drop food scraps into the water, attracting sharks. Combined with the increased rates of fishing and swimming and snorkeling revealed by the studies, created a cumulative effect on the increase in shark bite incidents. So to conclude, this session should now have raised your awareness of poor quality information, alerted you of the impact of personal bias in approaching information, and introduced a simple test for evaluating the information that you discover. And we've demonstrated this by testing it in the field with a specific example.